Hello everyone, it's Dawn and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to our subscribers, whether you're a long time subscriber or a new subscriber, or even if you're not a subscriber yet. But if you've enjoyed this video by the end, I hope you will be, and click that subscribe button and the notification bell. And we're going to carry on with our series from PAPERCRAFT Society Box 49, which has been designed by Christina Griffiths. And today we're going to be making what I'm going to call an M-fold card. And at the end of the video, I'll show you why I'm calling it that. It has to be at the end because it's not until the card is constructed you can see why it's called an M-fold card. So I'll just pop the card to one, or the box to one side, and I'll show you what I've done so far. So this is a 6x6 top folding card. And I've used silver mirror card for my card base this time. This wasn't in the kit, but I'm sure we've all got mirror card in our stash. And I have used one of the papers from the box, and that is a 5 1/4 by 5 1/4, 5 1/4 squared. I will put all of this in the description box below. And so that's what we've done so far, and that's your card base one. You will need 2 card bases which will be joined together. I've done another one also from mirror card, and of course I've done a bit more to it, and I'll explain that as we go along. And this is 6 by 4 1/2, and you need to score it at 2 and 4 1/2. And on the front of this is the front, this bit will be the bit that stands up or stands on the front. It's 5 1/4 by 1 1/4, and I've stamped those lovely footprints just along here, and I've got them fading off as they go off the page. Now this is where we make the M-fold section. So on the back of here, I have got some double-sided tape, of course. And so I'm just going to peel that off. And what we're going to do, fold it down, fold this bit down like that. And this little flap, fold back on itself. And we're going to stick this bit to that bit there. So if I bring that up there, so we're going to just line it up. Line the bottom edges together and give it a good press, like that. So when I stand that up like that, if I rock it on its side, you can see why I've called it an M-fold card, because where it stands, it looks like the letter M. So that's why I'm calling it an M-fold card. There might be a proper name for this type of card, but I'm calling it an M-fold card. M-fold card. Now, I've used some of the other bits of papers. I'm using up papers that we've already started using. And I've used this bit with the trees on it. There was a lovely little sheet with some trees on it, some background trees. And I've just cut off the trees because I want them as a background for our scene. This is going to be a scenic card. And I want them to sit just about there, like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to find myself a pencil. There we go. And just underneath there, I'm going to put a small pencil line. Now, by the time we finish this, we won't see it, so you don't have to worry. And I'm going to grab myself a piece of scrap paper because I don't want the glue going on my work surface. And this is only paper, so I'm just going to use a glue stick for this. This is just a general weight glue stick. It's not particularly strong, but it's paper to paper, so it doesn't have to be. So we're going to do that. If you want to use a stronger glue or tape, you can. That's absolutely fine. So I'm going to put that on that mark there. So by the time we've got that down, you can't see the pencil mark. So we've just got a few trees in the background, just a bit of a background. That's all we're using for that. Now, I've also cut the church and a couple of the other stamps. So what I've done with this, I've stamped it and cut it out. Now, a bit of a tip for this, I was going to show you on video, but I went ahead and did it without thinking. But if you don't like a lot of people stamp their images in black and then colour them in. But I don't always like the black background. So if you don't like that black outline, not background, I beg your pardon, outline. If you don't like the black outline, stamp it in a paler colour. I stamped mine in a yellow and then used darker colours to colour over the top. And then that outline completely disappears. So there's my tip of the day for you. So I'm going to put some glue. Again, I stamped this onto smooth white card. I always use cartridge paper to do my stamping on because I like it. And it's nice and smooth, and from where I live it's readily available. So we're just going to do that, and I'm going to put it there, but I'm not going to stick it all the way down just yet, because over here I have got 2 trees which I've also stamped and coloured. And what I want to do with those, I'll just quickly show you what I want to do. Then I'll plop some glue on them. I'll do one first and then the other. What I want to do with my trees, I wanted to tuck them behind the church. So I'm going to put one there, and I've done one exactly the same, well, more or less exactly the same. Whoops. And we're just going to put some glue on it once again, like we did with the other one. And we're going to tuck that behind the church. So just slide it behind. You need to use glue for this, because if you use tape, you can't slide it. Then, once you've got it in place, we can stick our church down. And we can slide it into place to make sure we've got it straight. We don't want it looking like it's falling down. So there's one side, and obviously we need something, well, not obviously, but I think we need something to balance it up the other side. So I have used the house stamp, and again, I stamped this with yellow, and then I used my alcohol markers to colour it in, and we don't have that outline, that black outline, which not everybody likes. I know some people like it, and that's fair enough, but I don't. Not for this. So sometimes it's good to have an outline, but I thought we wouldn't this time. So I'm going to put that, oh, where should we put it? There, I think. Not quite on the edge, but more or less. So I'm going to stick that down there like that. Give it a good press. And the only other thing I've done is I've done one of the smaller trees, or the smaller tree, but just one of them. We had two tree stamps, one was bigger than the other, and I've just used one of the smaller trees, and this time I'm going to have it slightly overlapping the house. I'm going to tuck it down a bit and have it slightly overlapping, so we've got the trees behind the church but one slightly in front of the house. So I'm just going to shove that out the way, and there we go, guys. That is our card finished. I haven't put a sentiment on it. I was going to stamp the Merry Christmas and put it up here, but it suddenly occurred to me that this doesn't have to be a Christmas card. It could be a winter birthday card, and we have a couple of, in our family and circle of friends, we have got a couple of winter birthdays coming up. So this could be a birthday card, a winter birthday card. So at the moment, I'm not going to put a sentiment on it, because I haven't quite decided yet whether it'll be a Christmas card or a winter birthday. So there is our M-fold card. It stands up. I'll show you how it stands. It will stand like that quite nicely. So when it's standing up, I know you can't see it like that, but when it's standing up, if I hold it flat, we've got a slightly dimensional scene. So you've got the footprints and you've got the rest of the scene behind it. So it stands up, and when it stands, you can see that M shape there, which is why, as I say, I've called it an M-fold card. So there you go, guys. There is your M-fold card for today. I have one more project in this series, and I'm going to be using some of the scraps that I've used or have got left over from our previous projects. I've got bits of this paper, I've got bits of that paper, I've got little bits and pieces. And so we're going to be using our scraps, or most of them anyway, to make a different type of card. And I will see you very soon with our final card in this project. And I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you've enjoyed this one. And in the meantime, until we meet again, take care, everybody. Have fun, and as always, happy crafting. Bye-bye for now.